your story is truly motivating and inspiring.
I always, was the troublemaker, every time wanting something.
I literally felt like my soul was leaving my body. My bones get separated from the muscles. I was totally shocked.
I was always interested in mystery. The trees were talking to me. Do you know ayahuasca? He's like looking at me.
Did you like the person you met? I mean, yourself?
That really helped me to face my demons.
You have chosen your future career under some pressure.
One day I was like intoxicated. There was a lot of toxins coming out. So I was like, wow, this is the power of sound. There was a case where a person healed from cancer after listening to my session.
Wow, this is truly amazing story. Hi, my name is Anastasia. Welcome to our podcast. And today we have a very special guest who is going to share with us a very special story. It's a story about a young girl from a normal family in Kazakhstan who proved that you can achieve literally anything you want, even to defeat a deadly disease. And I guess that this podcast is going to be very useful for people who are looking for motivation, who are looking for their destiny and trying to heal. Hi, Dilyara. How are you?
Hi, Anastasia. I'm good. Thank you for having me here.
I'm so thrilled to have you here today because your story is truly motivating and inspiring. And I want you to share it today with us.
Thank you very much. I never felt it was like super inspirational or something, but with time you understand like whatever you lived before, all the experiences that you had before, could be a help for someone else or sort of an inspiration. So why not to share it now?
Yes, that's true. You know, the first time I heard your singing on YouTube, it shook me to the ground. I was totally shocked. I literally felt like my soul was leaving my body.
Oh, wow.
And that was strong. And then I was shocked to know that you have never ever done this before. That was your literally first time singing. You never learned how to sing.
No.
And this is a gift. How did you find your gift?
Well, it happened very spontaneously. So this voice, I don't know even how to call it, like
the
vibrations.
The voice,
yeah. Some person called me as like vibrato, in Italian, the voice that vibrates. It happened in 2020, April 9th. I was just in my house and it was a pandemic time at the time, and I was in Spain by myself. And I really loved that time because there was plenty of sleep and I could do all my list of things that I wanted to do, but I never had time for it. So in that days I was just relaxed, drinking my tea and just
enjoying the life.
Enjoying the life, yes.
While the world was going to an end.
Exactly, yes. And something started to, I felt like my body was vibrating and I felt a little bit something
Excited,
was changing.
Thrilled?
No, something was changing. Like I understood that I'm going to the a special state of mind that usually you get it through psychedelic in psychedelic experiences. But that evening, it was nothing psychedelic, and everything started to vibrate in me, my tongue, my teeth, and I couldn't stop, but I couldn't resist. But I started to make like some noises, sounds, and I couldn't stop. Like I could feel like my body feels easier when I let go of that sound and just giving to the process. So for 2 hours, I couldn't stop, and I was making weird sounds. I got a bit. I have to confess that I was a little bit afraid in the beginning because the vibrations were so strong that at one point I thought that I will not have enough air to breathe, like, it was like just going and going and going. And at the same time, I was having a lot of pictures, a lot of hearing a lot of voices. So it was kind of like very interesting
This
experience.
Is a gift,
yes.
right? So you didn't choose it, it just found you.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
okay, it's a very interesting experience. And you have just released your first album.
I did, yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. It's also happened very spontaneously. So since 2020, when this happened to me, I started to, just have fun with it and sing to my friends and the friends of the friends. And then we started to realize that it's not just the sounds, it's kind of like these sounds have some healing properties and really helps people to find their balance within. So and then I started to to gather the groups and just think for them, and there's a lot of information that was coming along. And last year was very very significant for me, like other years, but last year was something that made me step into the new chapter of my life.
Mm-hmm.
After I was sick.
Yeah, we will talk about it today.
Yes, I decided okay, I think it's time for me now just to use all the chances and all the gifts that I've got and let the world know about me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then once I said that, I met at friend's house a beautiful lady who came with another two young amazing gentlemen, and one of them was a musician.
Mm-hmm.
His name is Ryan White-Wolf, and he was playing a guitar like a god, and he got amazing voice, and we had amazing evening. And I felt like, okay, I wanna sing too, because I was feeling so excited. And everyone was a bit shocked, I think, to hear my voice. And then his friend said to me, we need to collaborate, and do something together. So I was like, okay, cool, that sounds really cool. Maybe this is the time. So I just texted Ryan almost the next day. And then after another few days, we started to record a first song. And I found just random studio, and we made a first song. It was very easy, we were not prepared. We just went with the flow. It was a total improvisation. So he started to, play on synthesizer, mm-hmm. and I was on the other end, just feeling him and singing along. So at the end result was amazing, and we just sent out that to all of our friends. And they started to share amazing feedback saying, oh my God, I was crying, and I felt, so good. I felt this, that. And all of them, as one voice, said that I have to continue doing this and release an album. And it happened that Ryan was, here for some time in Dubai before going to France to record his album. And it was a divine timing. So we just, in 2 weeks, he recorded some music, composed 5 songs, and we just did it in a flow.
Wow, this is truly amazing story. You found your destiny, and this is why it's so easy for you to follow it path, right?
I think once you embrace your power, embrace who you are, and then, I think everything you just start following the path of your soul. And everything becomes easy. You meet right people and the right time and the right place. Everything just falls super easy.
I strongly recommend everyone to have a look at your album, because it was not only my experience that I told you that I felt my soul leaving my body. I also shared it with my family, and the mother of my husband, she said, I felt that my bones get separated from the muscles. And I was like, okay, so it's not only about me, it's how everybody feels. So it's literally something different.
Yeah, I'm feeling also I was very surprised to hear such an amazing feedbacks, not only from my friends, but it went kind of viral, and people are sharing amazing feedbacks, as you said, they're feeling some kind of a healing.
we are going to talk about your art a little bit later.
Okay.
Let's dive deep into your story, because I want really to know about your path, how you've been discovering the world, how you've been discovering your true self, because your path is not easy and you had to overcome a lot of difficulties and you tried yourself in different spheres before you finally found yourself, the true yourself, right?
Yeah.
Could you please tell me a lot about the little girl from Kazakhstan?
Yeah, little girl from Kazakhstan, from a little city in the west of Kazakhstan, Uralsk. I was born in a normal family of teachers. My mom is a historian in elementary school. My father was athlete, and he was also teaching in the school. So yeah, and I have a younger brother, and we were just a normal family, but I always, was the troublemaker, every time wanting something more and more and more. I could not say so about
you right now.
Yeah, I mean, at the school I was a troublemaker, let's say.
Why? Why did you sometimes have bad marks in literature? I know.
Well, I was going to the Lyceum. It's a special school. And it was very strict, like super strict, and we were studying from 8 to 4, and every time we had some additional classes, but it was really fun, but they were super strict, and every 2 weeks we had exams, like every 2 weeks, every time, and it was really stressing, no? But I'm very grateful that I was able to study in that school. I had good marks, but my behavior wasn't. Only because, as in the literature, I had a teacher, Tatiana Ivanovna, very strong Russian lady, and I remember she was asking me a question, like, not me, but everyone, asking, why do you think Lisa did this? We were discussing one of the poems or one of the classic books and stuff. And I was like, because I think this. I'm like, no.
This is wrong.
It's not correct. I'm like, excuse me? My opinion cannot be correct or incorrect. This is my opinion, and we cannot think the same as you want us to think. And, of course, the people of Soviet Union, they don't like when somebody is thinking not as like others, so.
From the very young age, you wanted to be independent, you wanted to be free, you had to have your own opinion, right? So you were kind of revolutionary girl, not like others girl.
Yeah, I was striking a lot in my family, asking things that I want.
But you are the elder sister.
I'm my elder sister.
So you had to care after your brother, after your... you also have a lot of cousins. Yeah. So how did you combine so different personalities in yourself, being an elder sister, the example of the family, and being a revolutionary child at the same time?
I didn't think of that, but... it was not easy, when you're responsible for what my younger brother has done, or my other cousins has done, and every time, they do something wrong, and then the elders ask for me, like, why you didn't look after them, that they did this and that, so. That wasn't easy, and every time I was feeling like, that's not fair.
Being the eldest, it's always a very hard job. Yeah, you need to be a role model at the same time and have your life at the same time.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah. I also know that from the very young age, you had your business mindset. Yeah, because you started earning your first money at 6th grade. This is crazy.
When I was in 6th grade in elementary school, I had a teacher, Dina Rahmetovna, I remember. And she said, it was that time this, what's the,
Oriflame, the company, the cosmetics distributor, right?
Yes, exactly. It's. She asked me if I want to become an agent for that Oriflame and stuff, and they have this rewarding system and stuff. And at the time, I remember I had a lot of blemishes on my face, and I already started to use their products and stuff, and it really helped me. And then she offered me this, and I was like, yes, of course, I want to make my own money and not to ask pocket money from my parents. So she was kind of my mentor, my coach, because she was giving me a lot of different business books, 10 lessons on napkins or something like that. Yes, Dale Carnegie. He's super famous and stuff. And I was reading all his books, and I was like, wow, that's amazing. So I started to apply all the tricks in that business book on my...
It's just 6th grade.
6th grade, yes. And I was going to the mothers of my schoolmates, and they all loved me, and I was like offering them. And I think when the elders see the cute little girl trying to make her business, I think they support you more.
Yeah.
So I started to make my own money, And then after Oriflame, I went to the I think I was in the 7th grade or 8th grade. No, 7th grade, yes. I moved to the more prestigious, which is Mary Kay or something. Yeah, the rewards there was more percentages you could make, and the cosmetic was more expensive, so I was making more money.
And then you even started giving master classes.
Yes, I started to give master classes because I was reading a lot of business books, and thanks to my coaches, mentors, and I also was attending in different kind of keynote speeches of successful people in marketing and stuff. So I was applying all this knowledge and stuff, and I was surprised that on the, I think, 8th grade or something, adults were listening and coming to my master classes, and I was just writing on the boards and telling them how to achieve your results.
This is amazing. Yeah. So what was your dream at that time? Did you want to become a successful businesswoman, or did you just wanted money?
I think I was just enjoying to communicate with people and just sharing some life hacks and stuff. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so you always wanted to share your knowledge, right?
Yeah. But I'm coming from the west of Kazakhstan. It's a place of where all the oil industry is, right? And every second person from my region, they become engineers in these fields. So, and plus the government gives more quotes.
For the grants to study?
The grants, yes, to study for free. So, and I decided to go that way because I really wanted to leave my little city and explore the world, So I went in that lyceum. I was in the special class of physics, the chemistry and stuff. That was the main subjects.
So actually you have chosen your future career under some pressure, right?
Yeah, I guess I was influenced by the society in that thing, because it was so prestigious to be the engineer in gas and oil field.
Yeah, so good education gave you the golden ticket, to the life, and to use it.
Yes, okay. Which I'm very grateful for. I got my grants, and I went to Almaty, which is the ex-capital of our country, and I was studying in this polytechnic university. And
you were the only one girl in your group.
Yeah, I was the only one in my group, so I had to drag my friends, the girlfriend who was studying with me in the same school in my hometown. And when I saw her, we were not friends when we were at school. But when I saw her, I was like, I was so happy to see some familiar face. So she went to the same degree as me. And when I saw her, I was like, no, you have to come. And she moved to my group. So we were 2 girls. And then, we dragged another girl. So we were 3 girls. It was fun.
It was fun. I can imagine.
Yeah, and I'm very grateful that I studied, as an engineer, because it helped to build my analytical skills.
Okay.
So I could apply it to my projects, to build strategies and know how to structure your project and from where to start and stuff.
That's good. So you didn't really like the career itself that your university offers you, but you took advantage of all the knowledge, the skills, that they gave you. Okay.
Exactly.
And I also know that you were usually the leader of any group you were founding yourself in.
Yeah. Yes.
Even if it's a group of boys, doesn't matter.
I actually loved that there were only boys in my group, and I was the only girl. So they made me the group leader, or I don't know how to call it in English. So I was always reporting to the teachers about our group and stuff, like kind of responsible for the group and stuff. Yes, it was interesting.
So you took this role of the elder sister.
Yeah, exactly.
Now took care not of your one brother, but the 30 other guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I understood why from young age I had this sense of responsibility.
You
that
need
also
to grow up very fast, right? Why?
That helped me to, I think a sense of capability of taking a responsibility in your life is very crucial.
It's very crucial.
You don't rely to anyone, and you become a reliable person. And I think it makes you stronger. Yeah.
It definitely makes you stronger, but you paid very high price for this trait of character, to become responsible at a very young age.
Yeah, I have to take care of my younger brother. At the early age, my parents had divorced, and it was a very painful and dramatic experience for all of us. So at one point, and my mom was getting sick. I think it was maybe because she was going through all this time. She was always in the hospitals, and I had to take care of my younger brother. We were always at parents' friends' house, and at that time there is no such a thing as nannies, like nowadays. We were like by ourselves growing up, so I understood that if not me, no one will take care of my brother at that point, and while my mom was sick and my father was busy with his work, I had to grow up and, take care of my brother.
Yeah, I can see it. That's definitely a very high price. But look at you now. Now you can take care of literally anyone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because even before this podcast, when we were talking with you, I was asking you, like, should I say this or should I say that? And she was said, like, whatever makes you feel comfortable. So we are talking about you, and you try to help me. Like, how is it possible? You see, you always try to be, like, helpful for other people. And that's such an amazing thing.
Thank you.
Okay, let's come back to your university time. I also know that you not only did your studies, but you enjoyed traveling and you worked a lot.
Yes, we had, so me and my girlfriends from my hometown, Seria, we were very adventurous people, I think. And that time it was so famous, this inter-exchange student program where we could study and work in USA, and I, since young ages, was very interested in studying different languages. And when I was in school, of course, English, and I studied a little bit of French that I don't remember now, but and I knew that I had to, like, improve my English, so we both took that chance and got this student exchange program, and we traveled to United States, and the first country was California, and then every summer we were going over there. I think 4 years, and 4 years I was going to United States, to different states. It helped me to improve my English, and of course, it was a great experience to see the world, to know how to thrive as a foreigner, as a girl in a completely different country.
What did you like the most in the United States when you first came there?
That everything is possible.
Okay.
Everything is possible. And of course, it was, for me, it was expansion of my conscious. It was a lot of travelings, and it also helped me to become more independent. I think Americans from young age, they know how to earn money for their own pocket and stuff. I really, really admire that in their culture. I think in our cultures, they also should implement this. Exactly, yes.
You tried very different jobs, right?
Oh, yeah.
What did you do?
As a student, I was working in Papa John's.
Okay.
It's a place in a very interesting place called Six Flags Magic Mountains in California, the amusement park, and I was like so thrilled to work over there because it has like all these crazy roller coasters. And I loved every time after work. And we had only 20 hours as a students, but it was like amazing experience. So you make your money, you go free for the rides, it was really cool. And sometimes we were doing pizza, sometimes we were as a cashier, sometimes we were washing dishes and stuff. And then other years I was working in the retail, like Gap at that time. And it was so hard for me because they had this walkie-talkie thing. And, one thing when you speak face-to-face, and another thing, blah, blah, blah,
What did you say?
What did you say? So I was in a kids store, so it was really interesting. And then I found an amazing, it was like more luxury store, for women clothes and stuff, and I got that job as well, and I became a supervisor, manager, and we became such a friends with the owner of this, and she was Italian, second generation or third generation living in the United States, so we made a lot of friends, yes.
Okay.
It was really good experience.
Italy plays a very important role
yes.
in your life. It's
Italy,
like, it's every time you tell about something, you say, my mom gave me a book about Italy.
Yes.
She was Italian, and I worked in a company later. That was Italian.
I think I've been Italian in my past lives or
maybe,
something.
Maybe, because it's like after you.
Yes, it played it played big role. Italian language, Italy. It had a big effect in my life. So I got back to my country to get my diploma, and every time you get a diploma, you have to have an internship.
Yeah.
Like I was an intern in Ajib. It's in West Kazakhstan as well. It's a Italian oil and company from Eni. And of course, there were a lot of Italians in this thing. And I don't know why, but when I was a student, I went and took Italian courses.
You were preparing yourself for this.
Yeah, something was moving me. I don't know why, but before I started to work with Italians, I was really interested in this language. So I got that internship, and there was a lot of Italians. There's so much fun. I practiced a little bit of my Italian, and my boss at that time, he said, Walter, his name is Walter, he said, why don't you go to Italy? And I was like, yeah, why don't I go to Italy? Why not? So I remember that night I was like, something was driving me, and I went to Google. Google is very good friends of mine. I mean, I have such a good relationship with Google.
Because you are curious. This is one of your traits.
Yes, exactly. And I found out a study in Italy, and I found out there was a school, the language school called Elci, and they were providing kind of a grant or something. If you pass the exams, they give you 50% off for a year, 1 year and a half study and stuff. I was like, oh, amazing.
And of course, you passed the exam.
I passed the exam, and I think because I was studying a little bit while I was a student, and I had some practice with Italians as well. So it was easy for me to pass that exam, and I got that scholarship. And in 1 month, I got the visa, everything, and I moved to Italy.
Wow.
And I was like, what?
That was amazing.
Straight after my diploma, yes.
What did you do in Italy?
Study.
Only study.
I didn't know anyone over there, and I was in Milan, and this
is the heart of the history and the art and everything.
Yeah, there's a lot of things. I wanted to go to Florence, but somehow the school was only in Milano, but I loved Milan as well. It was easy for me to learn Italian because Italians doesn't like to speak other languages.
You know what's funny thing? You speak English, you speak about Italian, and I hear Italian accent. How is it possible? Yeah. So you're already there in your mind.
Yeah. I love Italy. I love Italians. I love Italian culture. I love Italian art, everything. And my all love to Italy was coming from the book that I read. The art of Western Europe. It was about Renaissance and stuff.
Your mother gave you this
book?
My
mom gifted it to me.
What age
yes.
were you?
I was, I think, in 9th grade or something. And since
grade.
that time, I was dreaming to live in Italy and have this opportunity to just go to this architectural monuments, and see all this amazing art. But it remains a dream. I went to States, and I was like, okay, maybe I will just stay in States. And I just gave up the dream of living in Italy or Europe.
That was pretty interesting because you had to combine in your life very different spheres. You come from a very technical, let's say, industrial background, right? You worked in an oil gas company. You also worked in business, but your soul wanted the art, yeah? They wanted Italy.
Yes. I was, the time in Milan was amazing. I was going through different art exhibitions, the museums, I was always in the headliner, like what's coming in this week? What is that? I mean, in Milano, in Italy, like every week something is happening. So my soul was just like in bliss, just be surrounded by all this art and stuff. Yeah.
Why you did not stay in Italy after you finished your studies?
I came back home. I planned to stay more and to continue my study. I came back home and just found out that my brother he got an accident, and he got a very severe injury of his brain, and I didn't know anything. My mom didn't tell me about that because she didn't want me to worry about it. He was in coma, and he had a very serious surgery in his brain 2 times. So, and that kind of shook me off, and I was a bit angry at my mom that she didn't tell me about this thing, and she went alone through all this. And and as a side, I understand, like, she didn't want me to worry because I was far away and stuff. And something I felt like it's time to spend the time with my family and just be. Maybe I had this guilt that I haven't been with them in these difficult times. So I just decided to stay home.
You decided to stay home, but again, under the pressure of the consequences. No, not under the pressure of the society. You had to.
That time I didn't feel pressured because that was my choice to stay with my family and to be with them. I just really wanted to, because I was far away for a long time, and I just wanted to support again my mom and be with my brother and stuff. Actually, that made us even closer with my brother.
Yeah. I mean that you had to choose your next job.
Oh yes,
under the pressure of society.
Story. Yes,
yeah,
exactly. So I started to find a job, start looking for a job. Of course, was my profession, gas and oil. And that time it was kind of a big strike and revolution happening in the west of Kazakhstan. And I went to the capital in Astana, and they were not hiring because of that revolution. They were even firing their workers and getting the people who are striking. So 3 months I spent in the capital of Kazakhstan, and I couldn't find a job. And I got back to my hometown, to a little town, and then I started thinking like, no, this is so small for me, and I want to move back to New York, and I have everything ready over there, and I have friends, I have job, everything. So, and of course my mom was really sad. So I found suddenly a job.
It found you.
Yeah, it found me, actually. Yes. One day I'm receiving the call, and I was not applying any CVs in my little town. But somebody called me and said, oh, you are Dilyara, and you speak Italian. We found your... And then I remembered that I gave this thing because I was teaching Italian, privately as a private teacher for of Italian language. And I was like, okay, so I went to the interview, and I didn't want to get this job, but I went there just for my mom.
You wanted to go to America.
I wanted
it's waiting for
America,
you there.
Yes, and for them I was a perfect choice because I was speaking Italian, English, and my profession was oil and gas engineer, and this was the company it was a gas and oil company, and they bought these pipes from Italy, and all the documentations was in Italian. So I was like translating and doing a lot of things, and I was so it was like homework,
and it's not very inspiring
else.
Work, right?
No, it was not. It was like a lot of technical assignments that I had to do and translate and all these things. So I decided to take a break, and one day I took a paid leave for a week. I wanted to be somewhere where there is the sun and it's not so far, and it happened to be Dubai.
Yeah. What did you like about Dubai?
Oh, I wasn't, to be honest. I didn't, that time, what it was, 2012, I didn't expect Dubai to be so modern, It was so sunny, it was so new. I could feel these new, fresh energies, and the air, everything was telling like this place is full of opportunities. And it's only 4 hours flight from my country, and it felt really safe. So I was like, why am not moving to Dubai? New York can wait, and it's so far. So this is how I found myself here in Dubai.
But your path in Dubai also was very difficult. Again, you tried to find yourself within your career, right?
It was so difficult. I came here with my tourist visa, and I was just applying my CVs everywhere. I remember I was wearing this red dress and red lipstick, and I'm going, in different offices, just giving my CVs. I just wanted to stay. I didn't want only to have my own, by my profession. So I just wanted to stay, and everyone looking at my CV and look at me, they're like kind of afraid to take. You're overqualified. So I didn't get a job from the first time. So I came back home, and I got back again to Dubai as a tourist again, and I couldn't find anything again. So one day, one of my friends, she was like, oh, they're looking for the hostess. It was a Arabic market something in World Trade Center where all
kind of exhibition. Yeah?
Yes, exactly, like a fair.
Mm-hmm.
And Arabic, oh, I forgot. So it was such a long time ago. And they were like, they pay 500 dirhams per day, and I was representing the Saudi Arabia booth. It was a hotel thing, and that day I got 5 job offers.
Wow.
So, and I felt so good. And I got my first job, and I just from all, I chosen food industry. It was with Italians.
Okay, again.
I felt an amazing woman over there, Donatella. They were supplying 5-star to the 5-star hotels all the Italian foods.
Okay.
And I was speaking Italian, I didn't have my driving license, so they were providing me a driving license. So I was like, yeah, I'm choosing this. So, and this lady, she introduced me to the whole Italian community, where I found amazing friends, different, with different backgrounds and stuff. So life in Dubai became more fun. And I didn't stay so long in that company, the food company. When I just, got my driving license and everything, the company collapsed. I don't know, something happened.
This company came to your life to make you stay in Dubai and give you the independence, give you the driving license.
Exactly. So I got my driving license, and the moment I got my driving license, the company closed.
And you're like, thank you, next.
Yes, and I met the group of Italians that were setting up an office here, and they were doing this brokerage with in oil and gas. So I was a perfect candidate, and they didn't speak much of Italian, and I already had like this experience, So I was in that office, and the life again, it was another chapter for me. I got a job with my profession, and it was well paid. Everything was amazing. The only thing is, with time, I felt like, with a short time, by the way, I felt like, no. I started to feel these panic attacks that my life is just passing by, and I'm not doing what I should do. Like, I'm not doing what I meant to do. And I clearly knew, and that time it was the war in Iraq, and I was like, why am I doing here? Like, it's so much war because of oil and gas in the world, and I'm in this field.
You're part of this world.
I knew that I couldn't change that, but I could choose not to be part of it. So that was very strong, and I knew clearly, there was such a clarity in that. So I quit my job. One day I just woke up and I was like, no, I'm quitting my job. So I went there, I resigned, and everyone is like, what?
Of course, because you had highly paid job in Dubai. You had a perfect apartment, the car, you had your working environment, your colleagues, and you work under your career. And suddenly you just quit.
Yes. They didn't want to let me go. So they were like, hey, take a leave.
You're just tired.
Take a vacation, you're tired. I was like, no, I'm going to do this. So... And
what year was that?
2013.
So that was the moment when you realized that you are not yourself. Yeah,
no.
You are not in the wrong place.
No, yeah, I am in the wrong place, yes. And I was like, okay, what's next? It's such an uncertainty.
Yeah.
And my parents like, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
Yes, nobody understood.
You had everything, right?
I found myself in the street because I had to leave my apartment and everything. But thanks God, I met a beautiful friend from my country. So she was like, okay, come to my place. So I stayed with her 2 weeks and just deciding what I'm going to do.
Did you have a plan?
No, but, that time I had this book of Mantek Chia, about Taoism, and I was like, let me see Google again. Let me see if he's still alive. And he's alive, and he's having his residency, like a school or retreat center in Thailand, in Chiang Mai. So I was like, okay, I'm going to Chiang Mai, and I'm going to meet Mantek Chia. And I went there. It was so amazing. I met like beautiful people around the world, and all of them was so interesting. And I got to know what is human design, what is quantum healing, and tantra, and all these things. It was like 125 people from around the world, mostly from United States. And I was there studying qigong, the iron shirt, and doing a lot of detoxes. They have amazing Pakwa clinic over there, and making like these brain measurements and so many interesting things that I didn't know about. And I was healing a lot of my relationship with my family and stuff. So, and I could see it really worked. I mean, I got some peace of mind, and I felt like, it's amazing. So I started to feel like, okay, I think this is the direction that I want to go.
Mm-hmm.
that's it. I came back to Dubai. It wasn't enough for me.
Before you came to Dubai, I remember when we were just talking with you, you said that in this journey, while you were studying there in Thailand, in Malaysia, in Nepal, everywhere, you had to fight your demons. You need to meet your demons.
Yeah. So basically after Thailand, I felt like this is not enough. And my soul was like so thirsty for this kind of experiences of getting to know myself and understanding myself and understanding why am I here, because all the time I was thinking this is not enough just to be born, go to school, to university, get married and give a birth to the kids. I was like, this should be something more than that.
Else.
I mean, otherwise it's so boring, And every time I was trying to find my mission, and I knew that first I need to understand myself and understand what I really want to do. So I went through all this journey of, I think I was in the biggest depression, and I was trying to fill that void within me. So the first step was Thailand, and then it was not enough. I went to Malaysia. Actually, I was going to India, but it was a monsoon time, so I went to Malaysia, to Penang Islands, to study Tantra yoga. And I got my 200 hours yoga teacher certificate.
Oh my God.
And we were doing a lot of yoga, like morning 4 hours, and then little break for lunch, and then 4 hours in the afternoon. And in the evening you learn Sanskrit and sing Kitran, so it was very intense, but it was amazing, Kaula yoga. And after that, I met, of course, over there I was meeting beautiful people. And then I decided to go to Nepal and study Buddhism, Mahayana tradition. So I was living in Kopan Monastery. And they take away all your phones, everything, and you forget about your identities. A lot of, we wake up like 4 or 5 in the morning and we do these meditations, vipassana, and a lot of things.
What do you mean they take away your identity? It was very interesting. You say they take away your phone and identity. It's like two equal things,
Like you kind of cuts all the connection with outside world, and you just diving within you.
Yeah.
So, and then they take away everything, like all your belongings and stuff. So then you can focus on yourself. It was very beautiful.
Did you like the person you met? I mean, yourself? When you get to know yourself?
It was a lot of conflicts. It was a lot of conflicts because we were, all these lamas in the monastery. They were giving us a lecture about Buddhism and stuff. And one of the things that that time I didn't understand, that the outside world is actually your mirror. And I was like, so what do you want to say? If I'm seeing the idiots, does it mean that I'm an idiot too? Or I didn't understand the thing as they were saying, whatever happened, everything is in harmony, divine harmony. And people in the poor countries, they earn this as a karma, the soul choosing that. And all this was not, I was not like, aligning with this. Yeah, and I was so ignorant. I was leaving the temple, and I was like, nonsense. And then, it was a very good experience, and I was also learning how to work with the Tibetan bowls, the sound healing with Tibetans. So it was very interesting as well. I immersed in the world of sound. It was so beautiful. Like from morning until evenings, we were studying sounds, and we were practicing on each other. And I could see how it was affecting me. One day I was like intoxicated. There was a lot of toxins coming out. So I was like, wow, this is the power of sound. It was very beautiful. And right after I decided to go to Osho, because I heard a lot about Osho, and I was like, okay, while I'm here, I want to feel what is this to be Osho's disciple. So I went in Nepal as well to Osho Tapoban. And We did this Mystic Rose program. It was a lot of interesting practices, very powerful ones, that also helped me to pull out a lot of things from my subconscious and understand better myself. But it was a little bit extreme for me, And so I was taking from here bits and parts that from different directions, different philosophies, different cultures, things that I really liked that were resonating with me, but I wasn't able to find something that was completely resonating with me. Like, I couldn't say that Osho was completely what I really want, and they were even offering to me, like, become a sannyasi, like they give you the name and you connect with them. But something in me was saying, like, no, I don't want to change my name. I really like my name. And
because you always were independent, so even there you did not lose your identity till the end.
Exactly. I didn't want to belong to something that's I'm not 100% aligned with. So and then I met an amazing person in Osho Tapoban. The day I really wanted to leave that place and just go to the mountains just to hike. And Himalayan mountains are so magical. And every time I was finding clarity in my mind every time I'm in the mountains. So when I was back in Thailand, I met a guy who was sharing his experience of trying ayahuasca. And something, all my cells within me was screaming, I want to have this experience, And that time, nobody knows about ayahuasca. I mean, Google doesn't know about ayahuasca and all this thing, And everywhere I went, like Malaysia, here and there, I was asking for the local shamans. Yeah, what is this? Have you ever heard? And nobody was knowing anything about that. And I was giving up. The Osho was a kind of my last destination, let's say. And the day I wanted to leave that, I'm meeting the guy who just came new, and
he says, I know it.
Exactly. He just sat right next to me, and I'm not even asking what is his name, and I'm like, do you know ayahuasca? He's like looking at me. Yeah. What do you want to know about that? And literally I wanted to burst, and to cry. I was so emotional. I was like, finally. So I found it. It was 6 months journey of finding that. God. Even a little bit more. And he had this with me, and then I tried it, and it was so amazing. And then I went, my next destination was to going to Amazon jungles. Wow. Living with indigenous people and getting to know about their cosmology, about the picture of the world that they had. And it was so close to me because it's shamanism. It's like such a connection with the nature, with the cosmos, with the stars, with the plants. I'm coming like my background, my ancestors were, Tengri. In its father sky, and Umay is the Mother Earth. So that was like so close to me because Islam came to us in 11th century. So, but before that, my ancestors were Tengri. Tengrians.
And yet in Kazakhstan, this philosophy is pretty popular.
Because it's in our blood, you know.
You can't get rid of
nature. This. No, you cannot get rid of that, yes. And my ancestors from my father's side, they were very powerful shamans, powerful healers, and until now there is so many storytellings about magical stories about them that's I'm very proud of. So.
And you yourself, from the very young age, you also felt the connection with this world, with this universe, with your father's family.
Yeah, big time. I was feeling this. There is something more than us. And, something was there always. I was always curious about.
You just needed to find a way to it, right?
Exactly. I was always interested in mystery. I believed in mystery. And, I was always trying to find something like that, yeah.
That's great. Tell me about your time in Dubai when you came back. after your, actually all this journey, during the 6 months, you finally find your mission, right? Can you tell about it?
I felt like I started every time feeling better and better and better and better. And like more in my center, because 8 years in Amazon jungles, not whole 8 years, but every summer during the 8 years, not only Amazon jungles, but I was like, going through doing a lot of this kind of deep, serious practices with plant medicine and stuff that really helped me to face my demons and
fight them.
I was fighting in the beginning, but then I found out like never fight, you will never win. And I just acknowledged them, and when you acknowledge them, they just kind of obey you. And then it was a lot of ego death. And my first ego death was, I thought that I'm going to die, literally, physically. And I was asking myself, why am I doing this? Like, I have to do so many things. But then I understood it was just a trap of ego, just trying to stop me from what I'm doing, yes. So then I like to die and rebirth, die and rebirth, die and rebirth. And every time I was feeling myself nothing and everything. Feeling that void within, but also in the same time feeling complete. I don't know how to explain that. So it's just like two things at the same time.
It's pretty easy to understand, because if we overlook all your path, it's been like you always were doing something that were not meant to do, and you didn't want to do. And that was a time when you finally just, you peel the shells from yourself to find the true self and understand finally who you are and what you want in this world, and like that you have the right to do what you want.
Yeah. You always feel yourself like that onion,
Yeah, and you just like discover it. Yeah, the peeling.
Delayering. And it's still happy. I mean, it's. I think it's never-ending thing,
Okay, so you say that you still,
of course,
progress.
Otherwise, I wouldn't be here in this world, in this life.
Very nice.
It's never-ending journey.
Tell me about your favorite quote of Confucius.
Yes, when I was, I don't know from where I got this, but I had actually to say, choose the job you like, and you never will work a day in your life. And I was always questioning myself, what is that?
Yeah.
Because everything else that I was doing before, it was kind of like to provide for myself.
Just a job, right?
Yeah, just a job, but it wasn't something I was really enjoying. In the beginning, of course, it's always exciting and stuff, but at the end, it just becomes a routine, and I was losing my interest in that and not feeling satisfied. That was the Confucius thing. So I found what I really wanted.
What was this?
It was, since I was feeling myself more free and more centered and at peace with myself, I really wanted my friends and other people to feel the same way,
right?
To find themselves.
Yeah.
Because I could see when I look at them that they're not enjoying their lives, And I was like, okay, so maybe I'm doing all this, I'm going through all this journey just to, maybe I can just show them a way. And I decided to establish my own company in 2014, Alpha Soul.
What was the name? Yeah, Alpha Soul.
Alpha is because when I was in Thailand, they were measuring my brains, and they turned out that my brain waves was always alpha.
Wow.
Alpha waves are, when you are in meditative state. So it's my natural state.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know
So you
about
live
that.
in meditation the whole life.
Yeah, that was a very big surprise for me. And they were like, are you serious? Are you always time like in this mode? I'm like, turns out, because I'm always spaced out, I'm in my la la land all the time. So, and soul. And I wanted people to live in that alpha soul. Alpha is not that alpha male and alpha, it's not that. But that state of
the mind,
being, of mind, you know. And that's why I called it alpha soul. And I wanted alpha soul to provide opportunities and experiences to other people to find themselves, So the first thing, I started to invite all the teachers and masters that helped me in my journey to Dubai. And one of the first and biggest events that I have organized here was bringing Michael Roach to Dubai. He's an American writer. He was Buddhist, not only just Buddhist, but he was a geshe. Geshe is like a PhD doctorate, you know, a PhD level in Buddhism. So his story was very interesting. He thought that he's never coming back to United States, and he spent 25 years in a Buddhist temple somewhere in Himalayas. And he made this extraordinary business setup after graduating his title or something.
After receiving his title,
where his teacher said he has to apply Diamond Sutra knowledge into the modern life and set up a business.
And he did.
He did, yes, he did. And he sold his business to Warren Buffett in 2009.
And he will not buy something.
Warren Buffett wouldn't buy anything.
Yeah, he knows something.
He knows, yes, exactly. So that was a big success for him. And and New York Times asked him to write a book about that. And so he has this best-selling book called Diamond Cutter, which I recommend to read for everyone, which I apply these 4 steps every time in my life and really helped me. It became just like a breathing.
That's great.
Whatever
that's really
you
great.
want, you have to give it to someone else.
That's very interesting that you, in your goal to help others, found different approaches, because not everybody is ready to be in this mindful state yet.
Exactly. So after doing a number of different spiritual and motivational events, I found out that not everyone kind of open to it, you know.
But there is another way.
Exactly. Not everyone wants to hear someone's motivational story or something. Not everyone is in spirituality. That's okay. And I was like, what is the other keys, you know? And art.
Yes.
I was like, yeah, I love art. It's something that always works in an invisible way. It's always coding and decoding every time when you look at a piece of art, right? Something happens in your mindset, in your subconscious. It's very healing. So I was like, yeah, why not? And that time in Dubai, they were not art world was not so developed, and not like in Europe. So I was like, maybe I'm the one to, you know, organize the first big exhibitions of the biggest masters. And I used all my contacts that I gained in Italy, and I decided, okay, I'm gonna start with Picasso.
Just you always start just with Picasso.
Because they are iconic masters, I have to do it in iconic building. So I was like, what is the iconic building in Dubai? Burj Khalifa. And I was like, okay, and I don't have money for, you know, myself to support my normal life, but I want to, you know, do this.
You play hard.
Yeah. So, and then I was like, how am I going to do it? And I just decided just to start. And I found a place in Burj Khalifa. Of course, I needed a bigger space, and I found it. And it turned to be the storage for Mr. Mohammed Alabar, the chairman of the Imar. And I was like, no, you can't use this place as a storage. I can turn it into a museum. So we used that place, and I found a sponsor for this event, and we brought 269 original pieces from private collectors.
This is crazy. Yes, just an individual organizes an exhibition of this scale, it's just mind-blowing. Just
Thank you.
Why don't I just do this? Like in Burj Khalifa, good solution.
Yeah, it was such a challenging preparation for that, because nobody believed I could do that. And even the cultural authority here in Dubai, they were like, do you have an experience in that? And I was like, no.
No.
Where are you going to
do
get?
I need this?
Yes, exactly. And then there was a lot of questions if all these pieces are authentic or not, because I understand, because it's going to be the very first Picasso and Miro in Dubai, in an iconic place.
It can become a very big scandal, right?
Exactly. It can damage the reputation of the country, So I knew that this responsibility. So I'm really happy that Dubai authorities took it seriously, and they were, of course, checking me in any ways. But of course, I was very transparent, so we made it happen.
So you did this event?
Yeah, I did this event.
That was amazing.
It was amazing, and we worked with big numbers of schools. So for me, it was important that, that at that time there were no museums. The Abu Dhabi Louvre was not there yet, and for me, it was important that. Kids in the school, when they study about Picasso and Dali, they had an opportunity to come to the site and, to learn and be able to see the original pieces.
Yeah, this is amazing.
Yeah.
What you did is truly inspiring. Like you have your goal, you don't take into account any obstacles. Like, I don't care if there are some, I will just do this.
Yeah, and I think it's important.
It was not your last exhibition, right?
No, it wasn't.
Continued.
I continued. In 2018, I decided to bring another iconic master, which was Salvador Dali. And he's so mystical for me. And for 2 years, I've been hunting Nicolas Descharnes, who is the renowned, connoisseur and professional in Dali world.
Mm-hmm.
He's the only one can authenticate your if you have a painting, you have to go through him.
Okay.
So he can examine if it's authentic or not. I mean,
so
anyways,
he puts
has
his signature, right? If it's
yes,
the original.
he gives you the certificate if it's original or not. Like all the Sotheby's and Christie's, everyone comes to him. And it turned out that he was a son. His father, Robert Descharnes, was for 40 years, he spent his life with Salvador Dali. He was his manager. So Nicolas, as a child, he has like so many memories of Salvador Dali, and he knows so many things from his father. And then he said to me, I have 60,000 photos that he didn't use. His father didn't publish even. And I was like, what? Are you serious? No, the people has to see it. There are so many photographs where Robert has pictured his Salvador Dali when he was working, his personal life, and so many things. And I was like, no. This
the world needs to see this.
The world needs to see it. So we wanted to create something that, because Salvador Dali is so famous. I mean, there are so many museums with Salvador Dali and stuff. So I wanted to bring something, to show something in this exhibition that people cannot find it in Google. So I started to use and I started to travel. It's like a pilgrimage through Salvador Dali's life, and I was meeting people that known him, as his friends, the people that he worked with, and thanks to Nicolas, of course. And and I got to learn so many things about Dali that you cannot find it in the books or find it in Google. So I was really privileged with that work. And we brought even a painting called Jasmine Flower that been only 2 times seen in the world. First time it was exhibited in New York by Salvador Dali himself, and second time it was in Brazil in one of the museums, and I think it was I won't remember now. And third time it was exhibited in Dubai. So we were very, very, very privileged to have that piece here.
All this work that you've done here, organizing different events, it's amazing. And I know that it's been very hard. You had your ups, you had your downs. Yes. What kept you moving? Why did you keep doing this? trying to make people who live here see and understand the world of art.
Why I wanted to do it?
Why you kept doing this despite all the difficulties, obstacles? What kept you moving?
I think I like to challenge myself. Always to see what is the limit, and every time to discover that there is no limit.
Okay.
You know, but there is a thing, of course, when I did the Picasso exhibition, and I think I did it almost everything by myself. I had like 10 emails that I created, you know, the accountant, this, that, and all the 10 emails, it was me, you know, doing all that time. And I was a delivery girl and this and that. I was doing everything by myself. I was even doing this contract. So I studied like law, account, and a lot of things. So the only thing I miscalculated was the budgeting and everything. So as an exhibition, it was super successful, but financially it wasn't successful. So I failed for quite a big amount of money, and I owed that to my friends. So I understood that there is a big responsibility for me to return that investments, because my friend is not like, you know, he got this from lottery. He's been working very hard. So that was the biggest motivation for me. So I knew like, my debt is kind of super big, and I cannot play small. I have to do something else. And Picasso, this financial fail with Picasso kind of, I think, broke me so much. And I was so broken. And I felt myself, you know, a lot of things started to come up like, oh my God, I'm a loser, I'm this, I'm that. You know, it took me some time to overcome that things. Mm-hmm. And I understood if I stop now, I won't be able to thrive again. So I had to just like face my fear and just do it again.
I see.
I did it again.
You did it again and again and again.
And again and again and again. So
that's just amazing. I've seen a lot of pictures in your Instagram from your exhibitions, from the events. It looks like you had an incredible life, full of events, full of excitement, sharing this view with others. And I really envy people who had the opportunity to go to your events.
Oh, thank you. It was a journey. I love it.
It was a journey.
I mean, it's still like my life is always every time action, something happening, and every time I want to see like what else I want to do, what else is possible, what else I can create, you know.
This is maybe how you entered your new chapter, yeah?
Yes.
Let's move to the next part of your life that was in Spain. You had to work as a manager of one modern painter, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
yes.
You wanted to make him a new Dali, right? Or new Picasso.
Yeah, because when I finished doing Salvador Dali, I mean, like these two big projects was kind of, it was challenging, but it was easy in terms of, it was a big names, right? Mm-hmm. So many doors opens very easy. So I was like, what is the next challenge? And the next challenge was to find an emerging artist that can become a Salvador Dali or Picasso, you know. And I had a friend. We were friends already with the Catalan artist Manuel Guerro. He's from Barcelona, and we traveled together to the art fair in Japan. So we became kind of good friends. And he was asking me from time to time, am I interested to become his manager, because he wanted someone to, you know, move him forward. And at that time, again, I was having this depression, you know, like what is the next challenge? What else I want to do and stuff. I kind of felt lost. It was kind of dark time when you feel lost.
Yeah.
So, and then he came, and I was like, yes, why not? Let me start working and see what we can do. So I went to study to New York, took a course at Sotheby's about modern art, contemporary art, and of course it's the capital of contemporary art in New York, and I got to know a lot of interesting things, and it was, wow, amazing. Yes, why not? Like, you know, to invest in emerging artists that are still alive. And it was the biggest understanding that every art reflects the state of mind of collective conscious at that time.
That's interesting. Okay,
yes.
So they like reflect like a mirror.
Exactly. So if you want to understand in what state was, humanity at that time, go and see the art.
Okay.
The movement of
that's
the art.
That's really interesting.
So it was very interesting for me. So I applied all my knowledge that I knew about contemporary art and moving here and there using my contacts. So we found a nice gallery for him, and we were doing quite a number of exhibitions and stuff.
It was a very hard time as well, because the moment when you felt lost, you didn't know what to do, and put away for some time all the practices that you've been doing, that you learned during all this 6 or more months journey, and you just focused on job, right? So it was just only art, USA, Spain, some other countries, and that was the moment when you saw that, this is what your life will look like, right?
Yeah, it was at that time in 2019, end of 2019, yes, I could change 5 time zones in a week.
Oh my God! So you flew a lot.
Yes, my face is swollen, and it was such a busy time where I was this experimental rat. In the
you
lab,
run in a circle,
just going, and it was really, really difficult. I mean, it wasn't difficult; it was exciting, but at the same time, it was really exhausting. Yes. So I remember I flew back in Madrid in 2020, February, end of February, because we had this big meeting in Thyssen Museum. And I remember from Madrid going to Alicante. At that time I moved to Alicante. And I was in the train, I was asking God, please give me just 2 weeks. I want to sleep and do nothing. Give me just pause, a rest. And then the pandemic,
COVID,
exactly. And I was so happy about that. And then they were extending, and every time I was yay,
Finally, you had the time for yourself.
Exactly. I was sleeping, I think, a month or so. I was not getting out of my bed and my pyjama, and it was such a beautiful time. To be honest, sometimes I miss that time.
Okay. That means that you need to rest sometime. Yeah?
Yeah. Well, it was a time of biggest realizations, because I think it put us on pause. Yes, we had to face ourselves and dive in every person. I think pandemic time affected everyone. One of us.
Yes.
I don't know even one person who wouldn't say that.
Yeah, just look how people talk now. They say the time before pandemic and after. It's it just divided the history of our civilization.
Yes, exactly.
And that was the time when you found your gift.
Yeah, that was the time when I found my gift. It's just opened. I think sometimes I think I had to have this pandemic time just to, because otherwise, all your gifts open when you dive into yourself. And before I was not doing that. I was just, running, doing something, this and
what
that.
Were your first steps as soon as you realized that you can share the pieces of this feeling with others?
So when I moved to Spain, and I was between Spain and the United States, I said to myself, no more spiritual retreats, no more readings,
work,
nothing.
art, flights.
Yeah, I don't want to do any ceremonies, nothing. I mean, I'm good. I'm good. So when I decided to do that, of course, in the pandemic time, I was just, doing my own practices like yoga, breathing, and everything that I've learned, but just, to keep myself busy and just be relaxed and stuff. And then this happened. And then I was like, no. I don't want to go back to this spiritual world. I want to be a businesswoman, and I love to do my arts, and I'm kind of successful in doing that, and I already achieved certain things over there. So no. But then I felt sick again. Like I was just like all the time, feeling these vibrations, and I couldn't sleep, I couldn't eat, I could only drink water, and I was super sensitive. And that time it was a summertime where Europe opened, just countries in the European Union. So a lot of British people were coming, and I had like a nice apartment, just first line on the beach. So there were like a lot of picnics and super
so
loud,
nice.
and my neighbors, they were making money with Airbnb because like nobody worked in that time. And I couldn't resist that. So I went to the north of Spain, and I found a place, a little village called Dusaigües. And
I've never heard about that.
Yeah, nobody, even like people in Barcelona know. And I remember from Barcelona to go there, I would ask this, and even like a ticket counter in the station, they were like, "Where?
What?"
They even don't know about that place. And it was a little village with 200 retired people over there. I mean, they were living like a community. They every evening they play chess. The sweetest people. They have their one coffee shop, like a restaurant or something, where everyone pay. Like everyone owned that place.
Oh my God.
And that place was in the middle of the pine tree forest. So it was so beautiful, and my landlords were amazing. I had these little apartments and stuff. So it was like it's a perfect place to hide myself for a moment while all the tourists go away. So, but still everything was like I wasn't in a stable state.
You were fighting against yourself, right? There is something new in your life. You tried to reject it, and it was a battle, right?
Yes, I was trying to reject it because I wasn't feeling comfortable with this, like insomnia and constant emotions that were coming out, and a lot of like physically nothing was. And then I was crying, my friend, like, Natalia, what I'm gonna do? And she's like, go and ground yourself. I was like, yeah, I'm in the forest. So I was just hugging trees and doing yoga over there. It was so beautiful until the trees started to talk to me. And I remember my friend, the tree, they said, my name is Bao.
Bao.
I'm like, am I going cuckoo? Speaking to the trees. Is it the voice in my head? Is it like, what is this going on? Is it a side effect of pandemic times? Like, am I going crazy? Do I need to go to see the psychiatrist or something? Really, I had these thoughts. So the trees were talking to me and, talking about the 5D and the conscious of oneness, because all the trees are connected in one system.
Okay.
So we are.
Okay.
We just need to remember it, and this time that happening is all about that. A lot of things. It was very interesting.
Did it make you feel better?
Yeah, trees were making me feel better. Like all these energies that were going through me, I was kind of grounding it, so it was kind of equalizing everything. But I was going there early in the morning and then coming in the evening just to go to sleep. And there was a mountain water, the water coming from the spring water. Oh my God, I think 6 months right after I moved away from that place, I was not feeling
the taste of
other water. And it was so disturbing, after tasting that water. And I was receiving a lot of knowledge, channelings and stuff. So my guides were telling me that if I don't share this energy I'm receiving is not made only for one person. It's not
you
meant
need to share it.
I have to share it, otherwise it can be
an explosion.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So and then my friend, she supported me, because before I was like just having fun and just singing to my friends. I was calling them guinea pigs. I was doing it for my friends, to my friends of the friends, and they are also familiar with the psychedelic experience, and they were like, oh my God. And everything was through Zoom. So like, I'm listening to it, and they already was going to the state of mind where, you know,
the alpha waves.
Alpha waves, yes, exactly.
I have learned today a new term.
Yes. And August 8, 2020, it was 8/8 portal, the Lion's Gate. I did my first Zoom call with the group, and the feedbacks were amazing.
There is one feedback that I want you to share. It's about one patient who had a very serious disease.
Yeah, it was a cancer thing, and then, you know, I don't know if it's a coincidence or it's, you know, really happened or something. There was a case where a person healed from cancer. Like they couldn't find anymore the cancer cells after listening to my session.
You have very interesting history related to cancer. That was the time when you were, well, let's call it healing people, right? Because maybe it's a coincidence, maybe not. And then you got the news about yourself.
Yeah. It was last year. As I said, last year was super significant for me. I was clearing all my friend list, you know, a lot of existential crisis, another one, I don't know, chapter what. And then again, bliss, and then end of August. I get back home for a few days just to see my family. And every time I go back home, I just do like annual checkup. And this time I received the diagnosis that I have a cancer. I have a cervix cancer.
Oh my God.
And I was like, no, it must be a mistake, you know. And in 2 days I'm flying to Ibiza to attend my DJ course with my friend, and we've been planning that for so long and have this girls' time, you know. And I'm like, wow. And my mom says that because, like, I don't have my local mobile in Kazakhstan. And all the results came to my mom. And I was preparing to leave. I was going to do my haircut and this and that, you know. And my mom calling me, she was like, you have to come back home now. And I'm driving, and I understand something is wrong, yes. And I was like, I think my diagnosis is bad. My results are bad. And I'm like, okay, what did it be, cancer? Okay. So something in me already knew that this is coming along. And then I just entered home, and my mom was with my brother is coming out, and I'm like, she's like, we have to go to the hospital. And I'm like, what's wrong? She's like, your results are not good. And I'm like, cancer? She's like, yes. I'm like, okay. That was my thing, but I think it was I was in shock or something. And another thing is just, again, I felt I had to hold the space for them, you know. They were like,
yeah, you were taking care.
I could see my mom was crying. My brother is like, you know, also he was panicked. And I knew, like, if I now start crying and panicking, it's going to be a disaster. So I was like, okay, let's go to the hospital. So we did all the blood tests and biopsy and everything. And my friend, she's calling me, and she's like, are you going to stay and we're canceling Ibiza trip? I'm like, no way. No. Because I knew, like, if I would stay, it's like a dense energy, you know. My mom, she's feeling sorry, my brother and everything, and I couldn't really let go of to leave all the emotions. And I knew that to heal myself, I have to go through all the stages.
Did you believe that you could heal yourself?
Yeah.
So you had hope from the very beginning.
Yeah, I knew that because I had number of healings in my practices with working with people. So I knew that everything is possible and instant healing is available. We just need to believe in that. And since I was already working with these energies and stuff, I knew that, yes, it's possible. So I asked my mom, like, Mom, I need to lock myself in the room, and I don't want anyone to bother me. And I was like, what is this, and I went from acceptance and then from resistance. Why me? Why is that? From victim to to the person who, and I was like, okay, I understand that everything happens for a reason, and I know that there is something greater than this, and what is the lesson I have to learn in this? And then I was like, okay, maybe this is a challenge for me. It's easier to heal someone, but when you have it yourself, it's not easy. So I felt it like, okay, maybe this is another challenge for me. It's like biggest test. So if I heal myself in this state, I passed the exam. So I decided to go, and it was not an easy time for me, and I will not recommend it to anyone, but it was a lot of realizations and a lot of downloadings, and I had to lock myself in Ibiza. Like we went through this course of DJ, but I wasn't totally there. I was always thinking of myself and stuff. So my friend left, and I had to stay for another month just to lock myself and just to realize what brought me into this state. What was the reason and stuff? Yes.
Did you got the answers?
Yeah, a lot in this little one. Yes, and I understood that our body remembers everything, and what brings to the cancer. Of course, it was digging in again into my Akashic records, and just looking at myself back, what I was doing and what I was not doing, and a lot of things. So at the end, I was really happy that it happened to me, because I healed myself.
Yeah, you came
I did different opinions with different doctors, and I came back to Dubai, and there was another Russian doctor, Mr. Yulia, in Dubai, that I was waiting for this. She was recommended to me by my best friends, who really also helped me to go through this state, this doctor is just wow. When I look at her, I wanted to cry, because I felt like with her, it's going to be something completely different. So we did a biopsy, and it turned out it was benign. It was a tumor.
It was not aggressive anymore, right?
No. So it's neoplasia or something, when it's about to turn into cancer. So that state, the third stage,
okay.
And I was like, oh my God. So actually all these practices helped me to reverse it. Okay. So it was just in the border. And
what did she say? Did she knew the history that you already got
she
everything?
Knew the history and stuff, and we did it again. I mean, she's very professional. She doesn't judge any us and nothing.
She doesn't ask any questions.
No, she only fixes what she sees. So we did a surgery end of November, and I didn't want to make me fall asleep, I have this conspiracy thing thoughts that I don't want to be having anesthesia or something. Anyways, I asked her, Dr. Yulia, tell me when you're just about to cut that tumor, okay? So I'm awake, and she's like, I'm cutting it, and I was just imagining that all that no longer serves me, I'm just cutting it off from my body.
Wow.
So, and since then, everything just changed. So I met Ryan. I met another beautiful people. When I said, now I'm ready to embrace myself and show myself to the world, shine my lights.
You've been looking for yourself for so long, and when you found it, you started to fight. You met the consequences.
Yes.
And finally, you took the right choice.
Yeah, because when I got diagnosed as a cancer, I was like, no way, this is it. Oh my God, I wanted to do this and that and that. I was not feeling satisfied with this life. Like, there are so many things that I want to do. And I was like, no. And then that was the moment when I felt life is so short, and we keep postponing things that we want to do. And I was like, no, I can do so much more to this world. I want
so
more
many
time.
more exhibitions of Picasso.
Not really. I was like, I want really to contribute into this world and bring something more things. And I know I can. I mean, I'm playing small. Just give me more time and more chance. So then, when this all happened and the surgery happened, I felt like this is a new chapter for me.
Can you say that now you feel yourself on the right place?
I do, completely. I feel like I'm in the path of my soul. Like I came here for this, to share my gifts, to be this channel for, these sounds to go through me and bring something beautiful to this world.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that your gift, what you do, your art, your music, it's available for anyone.
Yeah.
As like in previous your experience, you were looking for other ways to reach out to people who maybe not be too like spiritual, mindful. So you found a way via art, and now you do it again.
Yeah. Because when I was working with people, I was doing a lot of workshops, retreats, and stuff. And it sounds a bit cuckoo for many people, something very weird when you speak like time doesn't exist,
Quantum
different
physics.
Yeah, exactly. When you speak about new age or like extraterrestrials and this and that, celestial ancestors, of course people look at you, some people, but I know many people are awakening now, but majority is not there yet. So the music is something everyone likes.
Yeah.
There is no person who wouldn't like music, and there is no words. It's just the vibrations. So it's a cool trap, for people, just so they can receive all these healing sounds. And I mean, scientists already have proven that sound has a biggest effect. It just penetrates you right there, and starts already structuring your body, your energy, so you feel more aligned.
And right now, your album is already on different platforms. It will be here on YouTube as well.
Yeah, it's my first track, so I decided to release track by track. Mm-hmm. So I decided to start with the Heaven and Earth because...
what is it about?
Yeah, so we as you said, there is a time before pandemic and after. So actually, this is the time when we are moving from old era to the new era. And all this chaos that are happening now, because we are moving houses. Mm-hmm. So for something new to come, the old has to go. And that's what we are doing now. And the light is amplifying so much that is highlighting all the darkness. And people are awakening from illusion and seeing what we are living in and saying, no, we don't want this anymore. So by doing that, we're changing a lot of things. And the new age is about, the Aquarius age is about people building a new world, new earth, with like the reality that they want to live in. Nobody wants to live poor. So it's about abundance and finding out that you are the abundance. Nobody wants to see the violence, or nobody wants to see their beloveds to be, suffering or something. So it's a place where it's safe, and people are compassionate about each other and, kind to each other. And we see a lot of systems that are not sustainable in the old world, the economy system, the pharmaceutical, fields. All these things are not working anymore, and people nowadays understanding it more and more that it's not for help for people, it's against people. So, more and more people are now awakening and finding a new technologies, a new ways of living, building a new system that is sustainable for people and it's available for everyone. So all this all together, it's heaven and earth. Many of us nowadays are awakening and remembering our gifts that we have, and we are also gifted. Many people are releasing all these limiting beliefs about you cannot do, you are not deserving this and that. We are letting it go. So that we call it heaven and earth, to remember who we really are and remember what we are capable of, and remembering that we are all one. This is
the anthem of a new generation.
Yeah, something like that. Also in the music industry, like
a new direction, right?
It's a new direction, exactly, because nowadays people, you cannot fake people or something. You know, it's whether you're spiritual or not, you become so sensitive, and many people finding out now that they cannot listen to the music that they used to listen before. It doesn't give them
the same vibe.
No. Yeah. So they're finding something new. So, and there, the new music comes, the new age music, that we call it medicine music, that made in a way, with that frequencies that give you this peace.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. What can you offer to people who want to become part of your world, who already liked your art, your music? Is there any way to, get in touch, get connected with you?
Yeah, I created, so now I'm open. Before I was super closed, it's only
friends and
I had this WhatsApp, I still have it. I had this WhatsApp group where it's only for people who follow me since 2020 when I just started, or friends and another friends. Everyone who was following me since 2020, we just became a family. And we're doing a lot of workshops, and it's always a very small, intimate group. And we were always going out to different kind of retreats. We went to Egypt, we went to Azores Islands in Portugal, and this year also we have a lot of retreats outside. And now, since I'm feeling very comfortable to offer what I have, because before I had a conflict. Mm-hmm. People knew me as a business lady, kind of, popular among the art field, and of course as an art dealer as well. I had a lot of business-minded people, very serious corporate people as well, and I kind of felt conflict within me to say, like, I speak light language and I do these spiritual things, and it was kind of a conflict in the thing. So I wasn't really feeling comfortable about that. So I had like two faces, let's say.
This face is for you, this is for me.
Yeah, even on my Instagram, I was not posting anything about that. And even when I was working at Seva, it's a wellness center, quite famous here in Dubai, I was asking, don't tag me in stories, tag my other account, which was like when I was faceless, posting things about what's happening and what I do. So, and it was until recently when, I had this cancer thing and surgery, and then I was like, okay, I'm going to, dedicate myself fully to what I'm doing and for who I am. And last year I just moved all my corporate projects. There was not only art, there was a lot of business, big money contracts, investors and stuff. So then now I feel more comfortable to expose myself, and we created a Telegram account in English and Russian where people can see what we do, and every monthly I do a new moon transmission, full moon transmission, and they can be tuned about my upcoming retreats. And of course, like, it would be amazing if they follow my Spotify, because I'm gonna release other songs.
Next songs. Yes. I will be waiting for them, actually. I'm already a fan. Our family is your fan.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
that's great. I'm pretty sure that the journey that you shared with us today is very, very important for those who find themselves in the same situation. When you don't feel that you belong in the place where you are right now, when you feel that you fight your destiny, but at the same moment you don't know what is your destiny and what to do with this.
You don't need to know what is your destiny, you just need to follow your heart, what you feel called to. And sometimes you don't even feel what you really want to do, as it happened to me. But keep trying, Keep trying and see how you feel about it. And are you happy about it? Or are you... Because, you know, once you find something, you really don't feel tired. You know, you're always excited about it. You really love, and you feel what you bring, contribute to society, makes you feel happy. And you know that whatever you do is also helping the world in some way. As it's become more beautiful, or you're helping others to find themselves or something. Like, it has to be always something that contributes to the world, I think, in my opinion, yes.
Well, this is the most ecologic version of the mission, right? That anybody can help.
Yes, and never be afraid of any circumstances, you know, because your mind will always, your ego, the system will always fight with you to like, you know, many people, they don't do what they need to do, and they're stuck in the work they do because they got bills to pay. They got family to feed, you know, so that's why they don't, they're afraid to risk and just, you know, quit everything and do what they want. It's an illusion, you know, because when you do what you love to do, you get more than you were getting in the field that you were forced to work, you know, under some circumstances and stuff. And if you have a vision, you just need to follow that passion, because you don't need money, contacts, supporters, investors, or something. It will come. It's not an important thing. Yes.
Yeah. I totally agree with you. Thank you so much for your time today, sharing your story. I'm pretty sure that all the goals that you have, you will accomplish, because you have a noble mission. What you do, it's a noble mission.
All of us have some mission, you know, and we are all in one mission to bring that new earth, the new society, and each one of us is so important. We are like a little particles of one mechanism. If one particle is out of order, the whole mechanism doesn't work. So each one of us is, you know, equally important in this
it makes me feel better, you know, knowing that there is something bigger, that I can get united, connected, find my inner peace. Of course, it really makes you feel better.
You know, there is an illusion that if you want to help the earth, you have to do something big. No, it's enough even just to start working on yourself and getting rid of a lot of things that doesn't serve anymore.
No, like you say.
Because you cannot even imagine how you help the collective conscious to change, because we are all connected. If you start releasing things, you cannot imagine what the ripples of energy you do that affects others, and help them to do the same.
I see. This is a good motto for everybody who's watching this podcast. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed, and I hope to get to listen to your new songs very soon.
Thank you very much. Thank you guys for watching me and following me, for your interest. And if you want to know more what I do, please subscribe to my Telegram account, to my Instagram, to my YouTube channel, Spotify, Apple Music. I'm gonna release more songs and film more video clips that I hope you will like it. So if you're interested in that, just follow all the links.